Hello, and welcome back to Halls of Torment. I'm going to be playing with the Ranger today, and we are doing a build where we're running the Blood-Soaked Shirt, some attack speed, and then we're also going to be doing fire damage with my main weapon, and then the last item allows us to splash fire damage. And we are going to double check real quick. We need to go to Haunted Caverns, Agony. I forgot to turn it on to agony mode. We're going to return to the camp real quick and try that again. Fortunately, you can restart real fast in this game, which I really appreciate. Some games even give you a retry, which would be pretty nice in this game, to be honest. But yeah, I haven't played the Archer here for a little while, so I figured it was a good time to replay them. We also got this new thing called the Potion of Memory. So select the trait and it will stay in the selection until you take it. So basically I can lock one of these selections. And it allows me to still choose a trait afterwards. This is actually going to be the first mission where I've had this. We're going to take some Force because Force will give us... I don't take Ranger Blades. Force will give us more punch through. And... we do have the potion, or the reagent thing going, and it looks like, man, despite how many times I've been here, there's still more reagents here? Oh. I was doing a build last night in my free time that was really chaotic, so I turned down my ability opacity, but we can turn that back up. Yeah, I didn't really have a particular reason for doing the Archer other than the fact that I haven't done it in a long time, and I have failed to get literally any of the master marks. So I figured, well, this person's master mark is on the easiest level, so if there's anyone's mark we can get, it's probably this one, so might as well try it. But the character's kind of basic, so I wanted to kind of, I don't know, splash it up a little bit with having fire damage. Gives me a sass effect I can apply and more passives that I can take. So I can take like, oh hey, here's one of our altars. We want to fill both of these up for a thing that lets us fight the boss a little bit easier at the end. Our goal is not necessarily going to be to get to the boss though. I mean, ideally we want to get to the boss, but that's not the goal of the run. The goal is to get to Agony 3. So to do that, we want to make as powerful of a run as physically possible that can kill as many enemies as possible. So we're going to be taking things that have good AoE and really good clear. Fortunately, this character has a default ability that's already pretty decent. This infinite punch through arrow thing is just very good. We don't have to worry about range at all. We don't have to worry about a lot of things. It just kind of has a very good base strength to it. As you can tell, because we're only less than a minute or two into the match, and we're already having built up a little bit of agony. Pretty good at murdering things. We're definitely going to want a lot of attack speed. We'll probably want some force because I don't think by default her arrows infinitely punch through. Like, it'll seem like they're infinite punch through for now, but whenever there's like 90 enemies between me and the corner of the screen, I think I have seen them stop before. And even if they don't, force is useful for other things as well, so I'm not going to mind too much. Ooh, multi-hits. Yeah. I think I might actually use one of these right away because 30% multi-hit is kind of a big deal. That's a stance, so that means it probably won't get offered to us again. Not as the same thing, at least. We're gonna take Transfixion because Transfixion is another kind of infinitely piercing physical damage thing, and it allows us to build up physical damage. Also, Transfixion has its own form of getting crit chance, so we can do a lot of damage with it. We won't have to worry as much about healing, I don't think. But we do want to take defense because it's agony, and without defense, every time I've not taken defense, I have actually just died. I don't want to say that it is impossible to avoid enemies, but I am sometimes relatively good at video games, and I have not been able to figure out how you're going to avoid enemies consistently. So I actually think that like defense is kind of it's a good idea. I'm not going to say required, because if I say required and someone sees this and has that mindset, they're going to be like, well, I'm going to show you what it looks like to play this about defense. And I'll be like, you know what? Good job. You're better at the game than me. Not afraid to admit that I'm not great at the game. But at least for us and for how I'm playing and how quickly I like to play, defense is very much up our alley. We're going to go ahead and reroll this. I don't really like any of those. Sure. We'll take a little bit of regen. I don't really want a ton because I have an item dedicated to healing. Now, mind you, the item doesn't exactly proc very fast. I think it's, yeah, I don't know why it's counting up on the side there. Maybe that's how much it's healed me total. But yeah, it's only 3% on enemy kill. So it's not going to be happening every time. There's an amulet that's even better for healing, and if you combine the two, you probably never have to take healing on a character. Which would be kind of interesting, but at the same time, I don't know if it would be like a huge power increase. Yeah, we'll take the crit chance on the blades whenever it gets offered to us. Wow, this guy's really fast. I might need some movement speed. I don't want to take this yet, so I am going to farm some HP right here. Actually, we might take this, because we don't actually have anything that's good AoE yet. I want to avoid Radiant Aura, because my last run got carried by a Radiant Aura, and I actually felt like the Radiant Aura did about 90% of our damage. And by I feel like, I mean, there's damage stats down here. It did 90% of my damage, and I didn't really get to show off the character very much because of how strong the Radiant Aura was. Let's do multi-strike. Even more of these blades. Now, range will be good for us for the transfixion, but it seems like it's only really going to be affecting transfixion at this point. So, do we take this or do we not? If we do take it, what are we looking for? Crit chance and crit bonus. Heck yeah. Something that can crit. So maybe lightning. Or flame wave would be really good. And then avoid the upgrade that gives us the laser beam, because the laser beam is not what we want. We'd be too directional at that point. Crit chance and crit bonus. Basically, I'm looking for anything that ever says crit on it. Let's go ahead. Yeah, Dragon Breath. That's good. So we'll probably go for the wide Dragon's Breath, and this also leans into the whole fire damage thing that we're doing here. Meteor also would have been good as well, but I do feel like Meteor is a little too random sometimes. We really don't need range. Base force and damage. Let's go for the burn chance instead. Okay, let's continue along the blood path now. And wow, we're already at Agony 1. Yeah, that's how strong this character is. See, though, this character does have a little bit of an inherent balance. They're not as strong over time as other characters. They don't build as strong because you do actually have kind of a fully forward-facing ability. And I've noticed that like this character always performs well at the beginning of each mission, but without the right supporting abilities, they can get easily overwhelmed later on whenever you only fire forward. So you really want to take supporting abilities that hit places where your arrows are not hitting. And right before the screen opened, I saw something charging at me. Ah, it's him. I see. We'll take care of him real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Especially with arrows and transfixion hitting him. Not too bad. Hey, we got a new cloak. Hey, we haven't taken that cloak back, so we are going to send that cloak back. What slot does that take? Chest slot? Not really a blot strength character. I would like to see the shadow cloaks working, because I've never actually seen them. I've seen the item a few times, but I've never worn it. So we might take that sometime soon. Maybe next time we play either the Valkyrie or the Sorceress, who are both very good at blot strength. I don't really want this regeneration. Reroll. Multi-hit. That was a good reroll. Guess we're high enough level to take multi-hit. This guy has to be our focus. Already an Agony 1. I love that. Just shows that this might very much be possible to get our first mark here. So the other dedication is movement speed and base health. I actually might take the other dedication then, because regen is better than movement speed. Oh, I didn't mean to pick that up. We'll take Phantom Needles, because they fire at random enemies, and they do physical damage. So they will also benefit from crit. But we are spread a little thin now because of that. I probably should have just not taken it. Oh well. What's done is done. Should be able to very easily clear this, and then while we're waiting for some of the more dangerous hordes to show up, we'll probably make our way towards the 2 reagents we can see on the map. Make more progress on that little mini quest. I'm kind of not waiting long enough to kill them in the circles. I should try and kill them in the circles so I can leave. Let's see. Ooh, attack speed. Heck yes. We do eventually want some damage, though, because our arrows... I turned off damage numbers because they made my screenshots kind of bad. But we do eventually want some damage because our arrows at base don't actually do a ton of damage. They kind of rely on crit a lot. But I also want to upgrade Dragon Breath as much as possible, because there's a specific version of the Dragon Breath upgrade that is pretty freaking amazing, and we definitely really want it. I was tempted to double that, but I don't know if it is worth it. Man, we're going to be on Agony 2 soon. If we can get to Agony 3 really early, that would actually be fantastic, because it wouldn't be nearly as dangerous as getting to it late. Crit chance in area, sure. Just basically have like a super crit build going here. It'd be nice if we can find an item to replace our necklace, so that after we get the reagents on this map, we actually are getting benefit from our necklace. Let's see, crit chance. We're going to take that crit chance every time it shows up. It's just kind of too important at this point. I am really surprised that that fireball didn't hit me. Yeah, you'll see that... Oh, please don't die. You'll see that our arrows aren't hitting the back line of enemies, so there is a maximum pierce to our attacks here. So force does affect us still. I might take the movement speed and base health at this point, because that's basically a heal 50. And I kind of got greedy there and got surrounded. Being on Agony 2 this early in the run has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks. The fact that we're on Agony 2 and it's this early in the run. Kind of straightforward on both why that's good and also why that's very bad for us. Yeah, we just hit Agony 2. There's going to be a lot of enemies. A lot of tanky enemies that will hit really hard. We might want to start grabbing defense soon. Yeah, because they hit really hard. There's a potion. That'll keep us alive for a little bit. These slimes are actually very dangerous to us, because whenever they split, they block our path even harder. Like that. Okay, do I have any that will upgrade? I have 3 Trident Breaths, so Trident Breath has a chance of upgrade. Stream of Fire we do not want. And I don't want these other things, so I'm actually going to have to eat it. That's really unfortunate. I assume that there is an upgrade in one of these potions that allows me to reroll those scrolls. I just haven't found it yet, which is why, even though we're doing Agony, we're still bringing this necklace that helps me get these scroll reagents, or potion reagents. Because once we get all of these, we should have some more options available to us. It's kind of a meta progression quest of sorts. I might die. Here I thought I was doing really, really well. I'm trying to focus on just killing things for a moment to try and see about getting HP back. Yeah, I think we're going to take the HP regen at this point. I didn't want to take too much HP regen, but I'm kind of sitting at low HP at all times, and it's very dangerous. Well, there's the reagent. See if we can go in there and nab it real quick. Just to get it out of the way. Got a potion scroll drop of some kind. We'll take even more HP regen, and which one is that? Oblivious bottle. I don't remember which one that is. Oblivious. I know it's one of the ones that I have the reagents for, but I'm not really sure off the top of my head which one it is. So we are going to go ahead and take one of these back, because I think the only time that we will get a chance for another bucket to drop is if we've already used a bucket. I'm gonna reroll this because I really need something else. Attack speed on that will sound good. How good is that doing? It's not... Actually, it's doing really good damage. I mean, obviously my bow's doing the most damage, but the Phantom Needles is actually hitting really hard. I'll have to keep that in mind. I will probably look at my stats near the end of the mission to see what really did the most. We definitely want area. It only affects our Dragon's Breath, but Dragon's Breath is going to be our main defensive option if we can get the things that we're looking for it. Primarily, there's a thing that says that Dragon's Breath is like twice as wide and also now knocks back targets. And that's what we're looking for, because it allows us to kind of push targets out of the way and make gaps for ourselves. Let's see. I mean, Phantom Needles is doing a lot of damage, so might as well buff it. I think it helps that Phantom Needles is an ability that scales really well with crit, and this character is just kind of like a really good crit character. Plus, we actually have, honestly, just bonus damage by being fire type. This character has no typing on their attacks in the first place, so having fire typing on our attacks is just a straight upgrade. More attack speed on the needles. Hopefully I can get some sort of upgrade for the needles or for the flame wave sometime soon. I want to make it to the well, and then after that, probably go for that skill scroll. We might be able to farm up to Agony 3, though, instead of doing either of those things. I'm going to go to the well first, and then we're going to farm for Agony 3. And kind of just stay still. Because we do actually get more enemies. We're going to take the Shadow Cloak. I really wanted to take the Oblivious Bottle, but I think Shadow Cloak is a little bit more rare. Jeez, do you see how much damage that did to us? Holy crap on a hand basket. That was a lot. Oh, thank goodness, a magnet. Really could use the magnet right now. Well, that's a hard choice. I'm going to use this Potion of Memories on this. So this will show up next time, and we're going to take the Dragon's Breath this time. And then we'll take the attack speed immediately afterwards, because I definitely wanted both. Range and area? Stream of Fire. I don't want Stream of Fire. Critical hits with the needles splits. That seems like a good thing. It's multi-attack with the bow. Seems good as well. Base crit chance. Always good. Let's see. I don't really want any of these. Well, I guess we get to choose between these two. I don't remember what the Transvision's effect is. Frailty. Sure, let's go ahead and get more frailty. That doesn't seem like a bad thing. Oh, hey, there's a necklace. When you would take damage, regenerate 20% health instead. Recharges every 90 seconds. Okay, we're going to temporarily put that on because we aren't going to be hunting for any reagents for a few seconds here. Of course, always take multi-hit when you're offered multi-hit on every character. It's just one of the best stats in the game. There's no drawback. It just makes everything better. I cannot think of a single reason why you would never take it. I guess maybe if you were doing a weird run where you don't use your main attack and you said only use summons, because that is actually there's a plausibility to that kind of run there. I've actually thought about doing something like that myself because there's some items that really synergize with that. I don't want to really go into the build right now in the middle of a match, but there are some items that really synergize with not using your main attack, and instead just using pure summons. And then you would take a character that has summons, and then you take the rings that give you summons, and yeah, there's just like a whole thing to that. We're gonna take even more damage with the Phantom Needles. How are they doing? Yeah, they're one of my highest DPSs right now. I'm not surprised. And whenever they crit, they do even more damage. And I don't mean more damage as in like because they crit, I mean because they split. Man, we might actually be able to make it to Agony 3 right now. Which would be fantastic. So we're going to sit here and see if we can farm up to Agony 3. Dragon's Breath with attack speed is very good. One of the things to maintain our Agony bar is to make sure that we kill the enemies that have been on screen the longest first whenever we're transitioning between waves. Gotta kill those mages, though. Mages are a problem. They're going to be the source of a lot of our damage. How much taken that is. Oof. Literally telefragged. Just teleported in front of me. We have weak parry chance, so we really don't want that. I want the collateral damage, so I'm going to save it for next level up. Unless there's something even better in our next level up. Oh, come on. Too many mages. We want this scroll, but I also don't want to take a whole bunch of damage for it. Some food. Very nice. Kind of mitigating between multiple disasters right now. None of these are what I wanted. Guess we'll take the Transvision upgrade. Yeah, we'll take the crit chance over the area upgrade that we saved. The area upgrade should save until we take it, if I understood that correctly. We're very close to Agony 3. And again, that is our major goal. Over everything else. That is our major goal. Our necklace is off cooldown, so theoretically, if we take a hit, we will regenerate HP. Or maybe I misunderstood how it works, because I just took a hit and I just took damage. Okay, we're at max attack speed. It's like we're transitioning between waves. Getting a little bit of a break at the end of this wave. Oh, this is going to be a little bit of a hard wave. Fire Affinity's still better than the area. Just still saving that area for the future. We definitely want the area. Okay, gotta get rid of the sniper. Yeah, we'll take the area now. Ooh. Barely dodge between those. Multi-striking area, sure. Transfixion is not doing nothing. Agony 3 on Haunted Caverns. Very nice. Goal number 1 achieved. Okay. We would kind of like it to calm the head down now, though. So we're going to intentionally move towards this scroll in the distance and focus a little bit less on killing, because I don't want to see Agony 4, to be completely frank. Agony 3 is hard enough. I do want to kill this boss, though, because he is going to snipe me. Ooh, he dropped a scroll, too. Please, Fire Wave. Yes, there we go. Drainer's Breath, not Bats Foes. Very nice. Okay. I feel way more confident in our abilities now. Multi-striking area. Heck yeah. So now we can create room for ourselves with Dragon's Breath. This might be actually going the best it's gone so far. We're going to go ahead and switch these back out again real quick, because I imagine I'm close. I am close. I would actually have to say this might be one of my best runs. Very strong. Very, very strong run. I think the character is partially to blame, but I also just got some really lucky rolls on some stuff. I actually, like, cleared the wave. That doesn't happen very often. Normally you transition between waves pretty seamlessly. This wave kind of sucks because not only did the slime split, but the slime split twice. I do a ton of damage though, so I can clear myself some holes very quickly. And the Phantom Needles is protecting my back. Gotta get out of there. More damage. No such thing as killing things too quickly. We still have 9 minutes left? Jeez. We're probably going to accidentally make it to Agony 4 with this build. Crit bonus. Heck yeah. My crit chance is probably through the roof, right? Yeah, 88%. 88% crit chance. At least with my wing weapon. It's probably going to be a little bit lower with my other weapons, but it's going to be pretty close, to be honest. Just kill this guy very quickly. Was willing to take some damage for that one. Wow, I really don't want any of those. We'll take the level up. And we're going to take some extra HP just because it's a heal in the temporary. I missed the reagent somewhere in there. Okay. I think we passed it, so we're going to come down here, grab the scroll, move away from all of the enemies a little bit. And we'll come back around for the reagent. Oof. Area. That makes our Fire Wave, which is our main defensive ability right now, much stronger for each point of area we get. Again, cleared the wave. Okay, this guy sucks. This guy is potentially one of the worst parts of the Haunted Caverns, because he puts out these skeletons that as soon as they spawn, they all just send out huge waves of flying strolls. Oh, that's all new. Once every second, you set any enemy around you on ablaze, and 50% damage minus 5%. Oh, okay, so that's like you want to separate people out. Or we could get the crazy attack speed crown as a one-off. I'm going to take the blazing shell, because that's really cool. And we're not currently using our necklace, so we're going to switch back to the healing necklace, which is a very, very, very strong item. I don't know if it works though. I'm not calling it out or anything, but like I just took damage and I saw on the right side of my screen it go into cooldown, and I definitely took damage and didn't regenerate health. So maybe I took like more than one tick of damage or something. The ring's here, so this is going to summon a boss. That's fine with us, though. Stream of Fire, Arcane Splinter. So it looks like I've gotten everything else, so this is just levels at this point. I'm fine with that. Multi-striking area. Even more of these things shooting behind me is good, because I have most of my damage focused on in front of me. Okay, we're going to switch back to this now, and we're going to go and get this reagent. So we only have 6 minutes left. And it'd be really cool if we can actually accomplish all of our missions this time around. Man, I can't even imagine trying to find these reagents without this necklace. These maps are so big, and the reagents are kind of just like there on the ground. They're not like in special locations. In fact, where they are on the ground is even randomized. Not a fan of skull minion summoners. This guy's gotta die. What's that? Oh, it's an extra bucket. Heck yeah. Okay, so after we grab the reagent, we're going to make a mad dash back for the bucket, and we're going to turn this armor in, because this armor is really cool. We might turn in the necklace instead. I'm not sure if the necklace works, though. I have faith that it does, and that I'm just not seeing it correctly. Because I've not found any items that don't work. But it is also an indie game, so there is a chance in my mind that it doesn't work. Are we going to hit Agony 4? I really don't want to. I mean, look at what it looks like on Agony 3. Each one is like a freaking... It's like exponential on the previous. Making space for myself. Fancy footwork. I don't want to die. It would be very nice to see this run as fully successful. Accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. Okay, so we see the item. We're going to go ahead and swap out for the healing pendant and just hope it works. Oh, that's a good time to get that. That's a good time to get that. I don't know if I was going to get offered something better, but the regeneration and movement speed was an immediate, obvious choice. 20% extra damage on what already does a ton of damage is really good. Force is going to be very good. Sure, attack speed. Even more weaken, I think it was, or fragility. Max crit bonus. Just got another absorption. Wow. More crit bonus, but for the needles. Okay. Now that we have a moment, we are going to try and make it towards... I'm basically just watching out for skulls at this point. And if I see one come in, I just try to send arrows the way it came from. I'll try and make it towards the well. There's a boss down there. Oh. I think that's double damage. Yeah. It's a good time for double damage. I just literally deleted that boss. Jeez. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of defense. I don't have a lot of great things to choose at this point. There's the well. Get in there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to retrieve this because I don't know if we'll survive without the Maiden's Tear, so we want to keep it with us. Okay. Nothing left to do but to survive. We are going to keep moving, but it's going to be for the sake of getting crates for healing and for buffs, temporary buffs. But yeah, other than that, this range is actually good. It benefits everything other than our arrows. Force is good. There's definitely enough enemy. Oh my god, we're on Agony 4. Just noticed. Sad we didn't get an achievement for getting to Agony 4. They might not want to encourage people to be like, hey, you have to get there. Most of their achievements are, you know, they're not achievements, they're challenges, right? And if you put a challenge out there, then people might be like, oh, well, I have to do this. But, like, at the same time, this is the first time I've managed to get to Agony 4, even on my casual runs where, you know, I kind of just play for something to do. Base damage and crit chance, sure. I'm sure my base crit chance, yeah, really close to 100%. Didn't quite break 100%. I don't remember how I did it before, maybe with items, but I did actually break 100% on a character before. I think it was on the Sorceress. Sorceress does also get a whole bunch of crit chance on things. And then you can also get 100% crit on the... as a single trait, you can get 100% crit on the Valkyrie. There's just one particular weapon proficiency that the Valkyrie gets that just immediately makes your main attack do 100% crit chance. Which is really cool, because it means that you just don't take a crit chance on that character. It gives you some freedom of build back. Wow, we cleared a wave again. Jeez. Got a minute 50 left. Boss is not going to be able to stand up against this kind of fury. This fury, this wrath. Wrath of a Ranger Scorned. Oh man. If we do win, we're bringing back 2 Oblivious bottles. Very nice. I think the Oblivious bottles are the rerolls. So that's the one that I need the most of right now. Max regen, combined with the fact that our necklace would theoretically be working. Went ahead and took a screenshot. Hopefully with the damage numbers off, the screenshots will be a little bit more resolution, but this game does have a naturally, intentionally low resolution as like part of its aesthetic. So the screenshots always kind of look like garbage, which is why I've been, you know, finding other images to put in front of the screenshots. It's funny, in my last episode I called the Norseman a crit master, but like this is clearly what a crit master looks like. Attack speed on Phantom Needles, very nice. Yeah, Phantom Needles is doing 16k DPS now. I have to remember that that ability is way better than I give it credit for. I actually don't take it very often because it's just not very flashy. With all the chaos going on, most of the time you don't even notice the Phantom Needles moving around and hitting things. People are interested in seeing it. I might do a run. I don't know what character I'd do it on yet, but I might do a run where I actually don't use my main attack, ever. So there is actually kind of a build for that. I don't know if I would do it on Agony, though. Because in Agony, you kind of just need everything that you can possibly get going for you. You can't turn any power down in order to do successfully. There's the boss. And he's going to get yeeted by the quest item twice to have lower HP. Trying to see if I can get like one more level out of all this stuff on the ground here. And having extra movement speed is so useful in the bosses. Oop. Maybe don't stand there as he charges you. Fragile chance is a pretty good idea right now. Yeah, see, because of Agony 4, despite his HP being reduced so much, he still has a crap ton of HP. So you can only imagine what fighting him at full HP would be like. And if you make circles around him and be careful with your footwork with the bullet hell there, he's not challenging. With low movement speed, he can be truly deadly, though. I will say that. And whenever he transforms into a second form, you'll see him get hit with the quest items the second time here. Doom. Brings him down to about 1/3 HP immediately. Make sure I'm within range for the Phantom Needles. I can see when they're going out. They don't have a super long range. Probably could have upped the range on this character quite a bit. But yeah, there we go. And that's what a win of Torment looks like. I don't think I've won since my first video back. And we got Mark of the Arrow. If I understand what those do correctly, we're going to look at it in the inventory here in a second. Look at it with this lady, because this is lady that was probably the one that I'm going to bring the mark with. Yeah, so it allows me to pick archer character traits and gives me a 10% base crit chance. Well then, that would be very good for this lady, because this lady has some really nice synergy with crit. The only thing that I have left with that character is to stand still for 180 seconds before moving, which is honestly just something really easy to do that I'll probably just do in my off time. And we got hallucinogenic elixir now. Allows me to reroll the selection of the items in the chest. Very nice. Oh yeah, we also can buy these bottles. Huh. There was a patch that says that if you end the game with bottles in your loadout, that they'll show up in the well, but they definitely did not. Huh. Interesting. Well, anyways, we do have this pretty cool blazing shell armor now, which I'm probably going to be wearing a lot. And also the shadow cloak, which I might be wearing a lot. We actually have some really nice options now. Anyways, this has been Halls of Torment. I've been Areima. Hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. I will be playing this in kind of a rotation for a little while now because I'm really enjoying the game. And hope you guys are enjoying it too. If you are, feel free to do the various things like comment, subscribe. Just kind of, it makes my day when someone does any of those things. Don't care about the algorithm. Just, I'm saying you shouldn't care about the algorithm. I care about the algorithm, but you shouldn't. Just, do it because you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, then I don't know. Plenty of other things on YouTube to watch, I suppose. But yeah, hope you have a good day. Goodbye.